Unfortunately, Taylor does not join me for this one. He's busy right now, so hopefully he will be back on a Saturday for the next reaction video. But there is a lot to talk about for this one. So it was Bruno Saltor's debut managerial game for Chelsea, Brighton legend, and now he's managing for Chelsea, which I think the script has slightly gone wrong. But yeah, I think he admitted before the game, like a day or so before the game, that he had never even picked a starting 11 before for a football match. And then today, he picks a starting 11. Not a bad starting 11 either, to be fair. I think, personally, I mean, it's all down to, I think, personal preference and your opinions, but I think Mudryk deserved a start. But then, of course, you got to think about the formation as well, like where do you fit in the formation and everything. But overall, I think, given the circumstances, it wasn't too bad of a game. We weren't that bad in possession. At times, the defense was getting opened too much. I'll have to say that I agree with that. I've seen quite a few people saying that, and I agree. You know, the defense was getting opened up too much. The attack lacked finishing. Havertz had a couple of really bad shots. He did have a goal disallowed for a handball. So if you didn't watch the game, Alisson makes a save, but the ball bounces off Alisson and into Havertz's arm. But Havertz has got his arm like tucked into his chest and hits his arm as it's tucked into his chest. I think it's quite a harsh handball to give. But at the end of the day, it's a handball. Then we had another goal disallowed from Reece James because Enzo was offside, which again, I guess you could argue it, but at the end of the day, VAR had a look at it. And there's not really much you can do to argue against VAR most of the time. Hopefully we get a bit more going ahead. Hopefully we get a proper manager soon. Hopefully we change manager soon though, because as much as I like the idea of us having a bald interim manager again halfway through the season, I say halfway, it's not really halfway, is it? But as much as I like the idea of us changing manager and getting a bald interim, like what we did in 2012, I don't know if Bruno really has the mentality that Chelsea need. Because apparently, I personally I haven't watched the interviews, but I've heard that he has said the boys gave everything, which that's very debatable. I think. I'm not entirely sure where Kovacic was playing because he was getting very up front. Let me just quickly check the line. Actually, maybe they'll have it on the match report. Probably report. Here we go. Will they have it on the match report? Chelsea's actual lineup. Okay, so they don't have the actual. Oh no, so 3-5-2. So it was a 3-5-2 with Kovacic next to Enzo on the left. I mean, it depends on what way you're looking at it. It's either on the right or the left, depending on what way you're looking at it. But he's next to Chilwell. There, he's on the left of Fernandez, next to Chilwell. On the left of Enzo, next to Chilwell. He was getting very forward. I guess that he was sort of told to fill the space between Havertz and Felix. And then Enzo stays back a little bit to cover the defense. But I think Kovacic lacked finishing as well. I think overall, it's just it was a lackluster game. If that's the right, I have to look up the fucking meaning of that word now. Lackluster. Yes, that is it. Lackluster. It was a lackluster game. I think, as much as I don't think he's actually going to play again, Aubameyang would have been a good idea because he is our best finisher right now. João Felix had a good few attempts. I think at the end of the day, it's just our finishing that we need to work on. The defense at times as well, we need to work on. But But overall, I don't think we were terrible. I think there's just a lot of areas that we need to improve on, and hopefully the summer does that. The summer market. Yeah. I think for first game by Bruno managing us, given that he had never even picked a team before, we weren't terrible. I did unfortunately predict a 0-0, and Havertz scored. Reece James scored. There was a few times when I was like, ah, shit, my prediction's mudded. But unfortunately, I correctly predicted. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, I want to win. I want to win every single game, obviously. But I thought this game has 0-0 written all over it. I didn't think that we were going to do much in the game, to be honest. We were kind of dominant though. I can't lie. It didn't seem like it through the stats especially, but when you watch the game, we were kind of dominant. We were definitely the better team, even though stats don't back that up. But we looked the better team. I think that we just lacked finishing. That's the ultimate thing. We just lacked finishing. And obviously finishing is very important. So other than that, I think we're in for a very, very, very interesting game against Real Madrid. Obviously, we've got Wolves before then. But I think the next big game that we've got is Real Madrid. It's just the finishing that needs improving, I'd say. Taylor's not here, so it's probably going to be a shorter reaction video because obviously he's probably got opinions that he wants to share, but he's not here to do it. He's busy. So it's probably going to be a much shorter video because I'm sharing only my opinions. Hopefully we are in for a big and good game on Saturday and on Wednesday, I believe it is, for the Champions League. But we shall see. I just want to get an actual proper elite manager. No disrespect to Bruno, don't get me wrong, but I want to get in an actual permanent manager. A permanent manager with the ability to win 99.99. You can't win every single game, it's not possible. But 99.99% of games I want to be able to win. Yeah, it's just the finishing, I'd say. The midfield at times was also not the best, but I mean Kante's just a superhuman, isn't he? He was everywhere, as you'd expect. Kante seems to be getting back to full fitness as well, which is good. Sterling came on as well, which was good. Madueke didn't get any game time. Mendy was on the bench as well, which was a big return for him. I mean, he didn't do anything, but he was on the bench. Yeah, it's just the finishing. But anyway, that is that. So I'll see you all in the next one. Hopefully we can do something against Real Madrid and Wolves, but I think Real Madrid is the bigger game out of those two. Hopefully we can do something against them. Maybe even get a manager in before then, we'll see. But yeah, that is that. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.